be a leader, take the young boys under his wing. Sometimes now, you see, when I'm watching the games, I ask myself, do they meet up? I mean, the boys in London, Jordan, Kudus, even the guys in Southampton, the guys in Leicester, do they try to meet up? Because that will be very important for them to build a good psychosocial relationship, even outside the field of play, then hopefully translate it when it comes to play for the Black Stars. But then again, he's a very, very important player for the Black Stars also now. And we are glad that he's doing fine.
Well, great stuff. Let's talk about Inaki Williams. A goal registered for the Black Stars since he got the opportunity, to play for the team. Well, there's been talk about his positioning and the support system. For instance, where everybody looks forward to a partnership that we could liken to what we saw back in the early 90s between a Kwame Ayew and a Yao Preko, for instance, or in the recent era where you had an Andreas Iniesta being the backbone and the foundation of all the magic that Lionel Messi was performing. That now there is the search for that person who will be the major support system, be it on the wings or right behind the spearhead of the midfield behind him, so that he could get the job done more. But that first goal that he scored in Kumasi was a sigh of big relief, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I remember after the game, he said it is coming, and finally after the game, he said it had come. So it was important for him to get that goal. In fact, last night, he was on the score sheet for Athletic Bilbao when they met Hetafe. He scored twice, and that's Inaki Williams. And I think that is the point of the analysis, where you ask yourself that Inaki is scoring some brilliant goals when he plays for Athletic Bilbao. He's comfortable, but he has just not yet been able to translate that same form, that same relaxed way of play when it comes to the Black Stars. And I think that's just a matter of time. I think that there's nothing to worry about. I like the fact that people are stepping up for him as it stands now. The likes of the captain, Andre, Jordan, Semenyo, and the likes have to step up and then get those goals. Partey, if he's fit, Kudus, start to get those goals whilst Inaki warms himself into the team. He's an important player. Not to be honest, if we're able to keep these guys who are averagely around 26, 27, 28 for the next 2-3 years, we should be fine by the World Cup. And I think that's important. So Inaki also has the experience. He's scoring some good stuff. I think he won the Copa del Rey with his team this season with Athletic Bilbao, the first time in a long time. He enjoyed it himself and his kid brother. They're having some good time. And yesterday he was on the score sheet. Another very important player. I think his situation is similar to that of Schlopp. The only difference is that I'm seeing Inaki's family trying particularly hard. I mean, I'm not saying that Schlopp's family didn't, but I didn't see that for Schlopp. My Inaki's family, I saw and heard of Inaki's dad when he was at the AFCON, trying to give him that motivation to try to get Inaki to be comfortable and be successful at African Cup of Nations. I mean, there were videos all over social media where himself and his kid brother were eating our local delicacy, fufu, which is very important. I mean, it helped him have that link between himself and the various Ghanaian fans, the fans of the Black Stars as well, to get that support, which is important. So I'm calm with Inaki. Whilst doing well with Athletic Bilbao, yes, he's not doing excellent or what we expected with the Black Stars, but I'm very sure that with time he'll come good.
Well. Still here on the matter, and the matter is that of the Black Stars, taking a look at the key names and the key talents that we have at the moment and how well they are performing, and how that could also reflect in what we're seeing, in the team. More to come with some more of the players before we wrap the show. So we've spoken about Kudus Mohammed, Abdul Fattah Isahaku, Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo, the Crystal Palace pair of Jordan Ayew and Jeffrey Schlupp, Athletic Bilbao's Inaki Williams, and a few more to go. So you send us your messages and tell us what you make of their performances so far. I'm sure some of you have been monitoring them very closely. It's 055 1111997. 055 1111997. decided to, put this song together. But maybe we should start a campaign and talk to all of our French friends, the ambassador, through to our friend Anne-Sophie Ave, who's now in charge, of Africa. Let's have this done. Let's get this done, shall we? But this is a very apt song. So King Promise performing at the opening ceremony, and then our athletes also get themselves into the space. Hopefully, we can also get some qualification matches and perform. You never know. You saw what happened during the African Games, didn't you? So we have to fly to Paris. Still here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. And the Black Stars captain Andre Ayew, he plays there. He started the football from there. We take off and then go trips. So a few more to go in terms of the analysis. So let's talk about Joseph Paintsil now, shall we? Joseph Paintsil had to be excused from duty from the Black Stars from the last major assignment because of the move to LA Galaxy and settling there. And he's also been able to do quite a bit there as well. Fifi, Joseph Paintsil and his exploits and how it also reflects on the Black Stars.
Rather unusual for a player in his prime playing in the Belgian league to go to the MLS. But then again, I think I've seen Ghanaian players go to the MLS and then succeed. And I like the fact that he's going to a club that also has some Ghanaian roots as well. And the fact at LA Galaxy, he seemed to have settled in very, very well as it stands now. So it was a good one. The fact that he's going to play in the LA Galaxy, he's going to play in the MLS, have some time to settle in, play some good stuff, and then get back to the Black Stars. He's one of the most important players in the Black Stars as it stands now. He also has a lot of experience. In the last AFCON, he was there. At the World Cup was very, very important. And yes, there were a lot of issues around him, but Paintsil has proven to be a very, very important player. And Nat, we've mentioned the fact that one of our strengths is in our wingers. So we talk about Osman Bukhari, we talk about Joseph Paintsil. And Joseph is one of the most direct wingers that we have. He comes at you with the ball. And he's also been staying fit as this season and delivering for LA Galaxy in the MLS. I think that's a good stuff. I've seen that the club is trying to project him as well so much on the social media, which is also very important. And I like the fact that Joseph Paintsil moved in there and is getting a lot of game time. That's very important for the Black Stars.
Let's talk about Osman Bukhari as well. Osman Bukhari, he wore the number 11 jersey when he came to the Black Stars, right? Yeah. And the number 11 jersey has a special place because, the likes of Sule Ali Muntari have done that one. The likes of former captain, and coach, CK Akuno have all done that jersey. So it has a very special place. Osman Bukhari from Red Star Belgrade and his performances so far.
Important. You remember in the group stages of the Champions League, he scored against Manchester City.
Definitely, yes.
Very big, a big goal in there. And when he went away in other big games this season, he has been scoring. In the Serb League, he has been very important, scoring goals. In fact, he has been a main source of goals for Red Star Belgrade this season, and he assists. And for a team like that, if you look at all of our wingers, most of them are those wide wingers that want to dribble players and stuff like that. But Osman is a different profile. Osman is the kind of guy that wants you to play the ball into space. So when we meet teams that play with a very high line, Osman's quality and his skills do come into play, and it's important. He has shown it against a very big team in Manchester City when they played a very high line against Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League group stages. He exploited that high line, scored a goal with that composure that he has in front of post. And I think that's exactly what we get from him. I like the fact that he's also a direct winger. He uses his pace so well. And then I think that the last part with Osman's development is for him to get extra courage, extra confidence. Sometimes he strikes me as a very shy person, sometimes tries to stay away from big occasions. But he's an important player, and options and chances are going to fall for him. If he's able to pick them, if he's able to deliver, definitely he's going to move on from heights to heights in his career as a footballer. Okay.
Now, Ibrahim Osman from FC North Zealand. Now, FC North Zealand has a very special relationship with Ghana. I mean, the last technical team that we had Masoud Dramani Didi, who was an assistant coach there. We've got some players going, go through the ranks there. We've had the likes of Laie Kingston, we've had Derek Boateng all work with the team. Michael Essien, working with the team and picking a lot of experience from there. Now Ibrahim Osman also, picking up a lot in terms of experience from there.
Yeah, I think that we can even extend that and then link Right to Dream to FC Northern and what they've done for Ghana football and the kind of players. We were speaking about Leon and we said it's a huge conveyor belt for a lot of quality talent, and Right to Dream and then their partners Northern have also done a very good job with respect to being very, very good and nurturing some solid talent for us as well. And Osman Bukhari, Kamaldeen Suleimana, what's his name, Mohamed Kudus have been very important for everything that we've been doing. And I like the trajectory of Osman Bukhari. I like the fact that when the chance came for him to move, it wasn't just to any team outside the English Premier League, but into Brighton and Hove Albion. That is a team that's characteristically known to nurture some of the good players who want to make that step in the English Premier League or some of the top 5 leagues in Europe. And that's the best place for him to go. He also scored a very good goal yesterday. I saw it on the Joy Sports handle on X. Nice goal in the half volley in the air, and that's a good one for Osman Bukhari. We speak about technical quality of the players in the Black Stars, and Osman Bukhari, Osman Ibrahim will be part of that group of players who have a very high technical quality in the team. And I like the fact that he adds to the numerous talented wingers that we have in our team. It's important that we have that much.
Very well. Very well. And Enes Nyama also there, young player. His youthfulness is something that and his talent amazing. And he plays at Olympique Lyonnais, the same ground where Michael Essien did a lot of amazing stuff and eventually moved to the English Premier League. Yeah.
The only difference is this time Osman is an attacker. Michael was a midfielder. And I think it's important. The French League actually has a history of nurturing some of the best attackers in the world. Mind you, at this very tender age, Enes Appiah-Nyama is playing with Lacazette. He's playing with some of the big names who have seen it all in the world before. And someone like Lacazette is going to be very important for him. He's French. He plays with him as a strike partner up front. He's going to put an arm around him, and it's going to be very important in terms of the experience that he will to bring back to the Black Stars.
It's interesting you name players, senior players who are playing with Nuama at this time, and who will give him, have the experience rub off him, because that's what happened with Andre Ayew many years ago. When he started, even before he got into the senior teams, he was playing with all the big names at the time, and it's given him a great deal of advantage over the course of his career. Andre Ayew, some 17 appearances, 5 cool goals, and still running.
Yeah, very, very, very important. Andre Ayew, the times he spent in Marseille was very important for his growth. And I think that's what shaped Andre to take up those leadership qualities. The fact that he was exposed to some big names. And at the time, you can remember, Marseille were at the top. They were playing in the Europa League, playing in the Champions League at the Stade de Velodrome. Andre Ayew, his name was up there. Everybody was singing his name because he was an important player for them, although he was young with his kid brother Jordan. So it's important. It's very much important that in that Lyon side, Enes Appiah-Nyama gets to play with some of these big boys in there.
Great stuff there. Well, Fifi, when it's getting interesting, the time doesn't become our best friend. So this is something we will visit going further into the week. And of course, we're also venturing into the semi-final stages of the UEFA Champions League. We're still within the process, seeing who will book the 2 big spots for the big final in the coming week. So we'll be doing some more as we go along. A subject that we'll definitely revisit next week will be that of Accra Hearts of Oak, because it's still not been well. In the next minute, Accra Hearts of Oak, you had cause to do analysis on Kotoko a couple of weeks back. Now it's Accra Hearts of Oak. And now the number of inconsistent wins, just increasing. The inconsistent performances just increasing.
Yeah, not in Kumasi. There is a funny saying that you hear across every radio station, TV station that says that Accra Hearts of Oak and Kotoko are twins. when this one isn't playing well, the other one also doesn't want to play well. They just want to be in the same thing. They all want to be confused. And I think that's what's going on. Kotoko went about 8 games or so having issues. And Accra Folk have gone 6 games and they've just won 3 points out of a possible 18. My problem is that for Accra Folk, I think it's coaching. And when Ouattara came, he won 3 games on a trot. I just don't know why. And if you look at the investment Togbe has done into the team, if you look at the fact that the infrastructure is at doing well, I just can't fathom why Accra Folk are where they are now. But a lot more has to be done. They have a new general manager. They need to check things. They need to tweak things. They need to find the right people to get a job done because they seem to be doing a lot right. But when it gets to what's supposed to be done on the field of play and what matters most, it's not going well for them.
Well. Let's see how all of it goes with Accra Hearts of Oak. I keep saying that maybe, just maybe, this is time for infrastructure and the other structures, and maybe later on the results will follow. Fifi, thank you so much for the time. It's been wonderful having you here on the show, and we sure will visit these subjects next week, especially that of Accra Hearts of Oak. You have a wonderful weekend. It's been wonderful having you here.
You're welcome, Nat. It's always a pleasure.
Fifi Manfred with our sister station Love FM right there. Phone calls today and much of your text messages. You know, sometimes these apps and all of these things, sometimes they play games with you. Denisia Poma Eje is ready with their Joy Headline News at 2. And, Kwame Dazi is bringing us Showbiz A to Z immediately after that. So what about a campaign to get, King Promise there to perform? At the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. I don't know why. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a prophet too. But Charlie, it just hit me when I was playing this song here. Kwame, good to have you here.
Good to be here. Maybe you are prophesying.
Hey, Charlie.
Maybe you are.
Maybe somebody will refer to this video. Yeah. So what do you think? It should be.
I think
great.
that should be a good idea. King Promise has the international appeal now. His songs are being enjoyed across the world. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have him perform.
Okay, so we have to start the campaign from here.
Today.
We'll check the dates, the time I played the song and what I said, so that I can also be called Prophet what? Prophet
Attoh.
Hey, but the manifesto stuff is coming up later on.
Yes, we are doing the continuation today.
Industry,
last week we did music, we did comedy, we did tourism and film. Today we are doing fashion, we are doing book and publishing, music again, and we are also talking about culture today. Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. And Kwame Dazi will be joining us later, after the Joy Headline News at 2. Thank you all so much for